Hey guys, what's up? Oh, let me grab this. Hey guys, what's up? So we're gonna talk about The Last Resort tonight. It's 10 o'clock. A lot has happened. We're on episode 11 of The Last Resort. We got one more to go. One more before the recommitment ceremony, I think is what they're calling it. So let's get in and talk about this episode. There was a lot. There was a boat ride that we witnessed. There was a divorce. Some people actually want to get divorced. So we're going to get into this episode. Hey, Cara, where you at? Hey, Saf Bunny. Hey, Portuguese Princess. Cara, there you are. So, yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this episode. Hey.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
We're on episode 11. Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
So episode 11, The Last Resort, they took a boat ride and there was a lot of drama. And I was like, the worst thing you want to do, well, I ain't getting on the boat. But like the worst thing you want to do is get on a tiny enclosed space in the middle of the ocean with people that you don't like. Because I was really worried that somebody was going to get thrown overboard. That was like the first thing going through my head. I was like, well, now I'm worried that Jovi might toss Ed overboard, right?
I was
sure enough hoping he would.
I don't want anybody to get hurt or drown, but Ed's mouth is very well capable of getting him thrown overboard on a ship, right? He doesn't know when to stop. He doesn't know how to censor himself. Right, Portuguese Princess, right. No one was wearing a life jacket. Yeah. I was really nervous, right? Like, I can't swim. Like, personally, I can't swim. It's like when I go to Disney World, there's like this boat that you can take from the parking lot to the park. There ain't no chance.
Small world, George.
No, I'll ride that. I'm talking about the ferry boat. The ferry boat where you go all the way on the water. Like, no, yeah, I'm good on that. I've seen this thing called Shipwreck Disasters. It's on like Max or Discovery Plus, and it just talks about all the boats that have ever sinked and all the people that like no, not me. But they decided to go on a boat ride. And Michael, okay, so let's discuss the fact that Michael was able to go on the boat ride. How the hell do they get service in the ocean? I can barely get service in Orlando. Can somebody explain to me how in the actual hell do you have strong enough service to video chat with somebody in the middle of the damn ocean? TLC, you got good service.
Yeah.
I actually thought that.
Explain that to me, because when you're in the middle of the ocean on a cruise, you don't have no service.
Right. That was interesting to me, because I was like, so phone companies are lying to us when they tell us that we don't have coverage everywhere, because they were in the middle of the ocean, right? Because the Florida Keys is basically in the ocean, and they had service. Mike, I mean, he was fuzzy, but he was still there. And I'm like, are you serious? Y'all got service? I drive through Orlando, and there's like 4 miles, like spots of Orlando and Kissimmee. I ain't got no service at all. Like legit nothing. Like dead silent, radio silence, no bars, nothing. It's like I'm in the middle of nowhere. So I'm trying to understand, how is that even possible?
I wish I knew, because I'd get that internet.
Hey, Judy. Oh, she said, Portuguese Princess says they probably stayed near the dock. But in the background, when Jovi was standing by the back where there was just rope, I could only see ocean. Yeah. It didn't look like they were near the dock. That also made me nervous, because he was standing like in the back of the boat where there was like an opening and there was just 2 little tiny ropes holding it together. And I was like, see, I don't want to see nobody drown.
I thought they staged it like that on purpose, and someone was gonna push him in.
That's what I was really scared. Like, honestly, I was never nervous until they started fighting. Yeah. And I was like, now we got all these people.
I was hoping Jovi would whoop his ass, like, for real. I was rooting for Jovi. I was like, whoop his ass. Like, he needs it. Yep. He freaking needs it.
So I want to ask how you feel about Ed snitching on Jovi and throwing him under the bus. So first, Ed said that he retaliated against Jovi because Jovi went and told Yara that Ed and Asuelu were not on their best behavior. He said that they were touching strippers, and he was innocent. He was an angel. Jovi was an angel at the strip club, and he was trying to make it seem as though Ed and Asuelu were the ones that needed to be worried about. So Ed's retaliation was, well, if you're going to throw me under the bus, I'm going to hop in the driver's seat of the bus and I'm going to run you over too.
Yep.
That was his thought process. So how do you guys feel about that? Because I know there's a guy code. You're not supposed to throw each other under the bus, but Jovi started it, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the first time I ever agreed with Big Ed. I'm so
I don't care. I don't care what the situation is. I don't agree with Ed. I don't. But shame on Jovi for inviting Ed. Yeah. I mean, Jovi knew better than that.
Ed.
Yeah, but I'm glad that Yara found out.
Well, yeah, I think it was important that Yara found out and that she was able to confront him. So how do you guys feel about Jovi told Yara to shut up on the boat? And
now see, that's when I would have punched him in the face and probably knocked him off the boat.
And this was,
don't get me wrong. I think Ed needs his ass kicked for ratting him out. 100%. That is not anything a friend should do. No. But I do agree with Yara finding out. 100%.
Well, I feel like it was more so Liz's place to tell Yara.
Yeah, but
because I feel like
she didn't know that he was texting the stripper and all that.
Well, right. Okay, so how do you feel about that coming out at all? Do you feel like that was something that needed to be revealed regardless of who did it?
Yeah, because now she knows what the hell to watch for.
Yeah.
It's obviously the first time.
So Ed brought up Jovi's daughter, Mila, in this fight. And that's kind of when shit hit the fan, right? Like, you know, having an argument is one thing, but when somebody brings a child, your child at that, into the argument, and I've always said, like, I'll have an argument with somebody, I'll have beef with somebody or whatever. Children are off limits, and sometimes you gotta leave their animals out of it too, because their animals are their children. You gotta leave all of that out of it, and it kind of struck a nerve with Jovi, and Jovi was like, I'm gonna have to mess this dude up. Like, he's talking about my daughter, and it's like, yeah, he shouldn't have been texting a stripper, but what is the correlation between, that was between Jovi and Yara? Because even when two parents split or divorce, their hatred towards each other has nothing to do with that child. They both love that child the same way. They don't love each other anymore, but it doesn't ever have to do with that child. And I felt like that's the main reason why Ed has no friends.
Yeah.
Ed doesn't know how to keep anything classy. He doesn't know how to keep anything from going too far. And I think Liz is just exhausted, right? She's just exhausted of trying to correct all of his bad behavior, that she's even to her wits end with him. She's like, I don't even know how to make it okay to have you in a social setting anymore because you just don't know how to act.
And it is so into himself, and he loves pointing out the wrongs that everybody else does, but he don't want nobody to point out his wrongs. Yeah. Whenever you point out his wrongs, he gets so defensive. He thinks people are attacking him. Exactly. And if Liz, like in this situation, Liz tried to defend him, what happened? He got mad. She don't defend him. What happens? He gets mad.
I want to say earlier in the season, they had an argument that she didn't stand up for him. Because that was with Kelly and Ed, right? He was like, you didn't stand up for me. You didn't speak up. You didn't show that you were going to be there for me and have my back. She turns around and does what he asked. Go ahead.
Trying to eat the side of Liz's face.
Yes, that's what it was. And no one stood up for him then. And he was like, well, you need to stand up for me. You need to show that you're here for me. She turns around and takes his advice, and then she gets yelled at. She's like, you're making me look weak, and you're making me look like I can't handle my own. You can't.
Hi, Tom.
Because let's be honest, if there were no cameras around and people in guarding Ed, he would have never mentioned Mila's name one time. He probably would have never even mentioned who Jovi was texting if he knew that there weren't people there to protect him. Yeah. I've never seen Ed speak recklessly when there wasn't a group of people that were going to protect him, right?
Yep. Yeah,
well,
I can't.
Ed, whether he's on camera or off camera, he talks the same way. He acts the same way. He goes overboard whenever he knows that people are there to protect him, but he still runs off at the mouth. And second of all, if I'm having an argument with somebody and they bring one of my children into the argument, I don't give a damn who's standing there, who's around, where we at. I am going to, I will mess them up. I will mess them up so bad. Don't go there.
The argument has ended, and now we're fighting, right? Like, that's how I feel. Like, the argument has now ended. Now you have to fight me. because now you've taken it too far. You've disrespected me. You've disrespected the child. Like, it's just, and anyone knows in that type of situation where the line is drawn. I don't want to say anyone with common sense knows where the line is drawn. You leave people's parents out of it, their children. If they're divorced, you don't talk about like the new wife. There's lines that you draw if you ever want to have a good rapport with this person again in the future, or if you don't want to get punched in the face, right? And I feel like Ed doesn't know where the lines are, and the fact that he's never been punched in the face so far speaks volumes to the level of security that Sharp has on site, because this man should have been punched numerous times, right?
His dad should have been thrown overboard. The second he mentioned Mila, Jovi should have just picked his ass up and thrown him overboard.
It's awesome, right? And then just say, jump in there and save him if y'all want to, but he's overboard, right?
No sharks, but if there is, oh well.
Oh yeah, you know what? It's the Florida. There possibly are sharks. That's why I was so terrified. I was like, y'all are wild going out on a boat.
Even sharks would run.
Yeah, but sharks don't eat shit.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
You're right. They would totally swim right by. They would be like, I'm not that hungry. I'm not that desperate, right? Like, there's other things in the sea that I could eat other than that shit, right? Like, honestly, God, like this whole episode, it really got to me, because I was like, I get that Ed wanted to make himself look better, because he was like, oh, well, he threw me on the bus. He told Liz that I was motorboating the stripper, or I touched the stripper's butt. Whatever, you did. But it's like the way that he threw him under the bus and then brought his daughter to, like, I get throwing him under the bus because he threw him under the bus first. Yeah. But bringing his daughter into it, I was just like, see, this is where things would get violent for me.
But it was also a deflection, because Yara's now wanting to see the text messages. And the way it just, Jovi deflected that. She never saw him. He had more than enough time to delete the text messages. All that. And I'm just, this was the best episode of this so far.
Yeah. Did you notice how quickly
kick somebody's ass, kick Jovi's ass, Ed's ass, kick them all.
The way that he got off the boat before it was docked, that made me think he wanted to go and delete some things from his phone. That's what. So when you said that, I was like, because right when the boat docked, the guy's like, everybody needs to stay seated, because until they tie it, you know, anything could happen, right? The boat can swerve, whatever. So they wanted to make sure that everybody's safe. He jumps off the boat and runs, and I'm like, that's the perfect opportunity for him to get to the room first and delete anything on that phone. Because let's not just about the Jamaica stripper, right? That's just one thing that came to light. Imagine what else is in the phone. Because when Yara was like, well, let me see your text messages, the look on his face was the look of somebody who was like, well, that's the last thing I need you to be doing right now. After you threw a drink in my face, you think you're mad now. That's the last thing I need you to be doing. And he literally went on the other side of the boat and started ignoring everybody on the boat so he could get out of showing her the text messages. And it's like, if you're not doing anything wrong, we've had this telephone conversation a billion times on this podcast. If you're not doing anything wrong, hand somebody your phone and unlock it and just walk away. Let them go through it. Because if you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. You literally could go in the other room and watch TV.
Exactly.
But if you act in any way defensive or scared or say, oh, you should trust me. Oh, I will trust you after I see what you're doing. Right? Like any other reaction to it other than handing them the phone shows that you're doing something shady.
Yep. And then he gets off the boat and walks like he's on the freaking Miss America pageant. That guy, he just needs his ass kicked.
Who, Jovi? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jovi, yeah. Well, I think Ed and Liz said something that I really, really did agree with in the episode. Don't kill me, but they said that Jovi and Yara are the ones that are so focused on how they look and how things look to other people that they don't focus on their relationship issues. Because, look, they've been married for years. He's still texting strippers. That's something that they should have handled a long time ago. Right? So it's true. They are really focused on looking perfect, having the perfect persona of themselves, good Instagram photos, good social media presence. They do ignore their actual issues because they're so, what's the word? Shallow. Yeah. Like everything is so skin, on top of the skin for them. Anything deep, they don't know how to have those conversations.
Did you catch what Yara said about Jovi told me if I don't look this good, he wouldn't be with me? Dude, I had to kick his fucking ass out right there.
So he tells her that, right? Yeah, she said that he tells her that. This is like a reminder.
Yep.
He's like, just so you know, if you didn't look the way you looked, I would leave you. That is a horrible thing to say to somebody, especially somebody who had your child, right?
Yeah.
Because having a child can change your body like forever.
Yep.
You could never go back to who you were before. And let's be realistic and honest. Yara wasn't ready to have a baby when Jovi was. She wouldn't have even had that baby that quickly. She was very what was the word? She was shit, I can't think of the word. She didn't want to have the baby right away. Like, she had her reservations. And then Jovi's like, oh no, let's have a baby now. Let's have a baby now. And then Jovi's mom was all in the mix, like, oh yeah, do it now. She could have easily waited on another year. Because Yara was like, I don't know if I'm fully ready to do that. And I think the person who's going to be raising the baby should make that decision.
Yeah.
Not anybody else. Not the grandma, not the dad, not the auntie, not the friends. If you're not ready to dedicate like 195% of your day to your child, because that's what it takes, don't do it for nobody else. Because now look at her. She got a husband who would rather be at the strip club than at home. And now she's got to deal with on TV, knowing that everybody knows he's texting strippers behind her back. Like, now she's dealing with all of that, all while taking care of his kid while he's never home.
Yeah. Of all of the people on the show, everybody's cried. And the only two that I have felt were heartfelt tears, like from their soul, was Kelly and Yara. And it broke my heart to watch her cry.
Well, I believe her when she said that she is really, really insecure, because Jovi doesn't do anything to make her feel like she's enough. He doesn't say anything to her to make her feel like she's enough. She says that she goes to the gym every day. She's got her work done on her body. She's done everything that she can to keep her husband interested. And in return, he goes to a strip club.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine what that's like, because people are like, oh, well, I don't need to say you're beautiful every day, but it's nice to hear. Yeah. You know, reassurance goes a long way, okay? Like, it goes a long way. And making a comment like, well, if you didn't look the way you did, I wouldn't be with you, it's damaging. Absolutely. I mean, it's what did you call those underhanded comments? You look so good, that's why I'm with you. But if that was to change, you know, I could easily, like, that's very underhanded, and it's very damaging to a person's their self-esteem, because we look out on the inside and we're like, or we look out on the outside, Yara's beautiful. She probably is way too beautiful to be with Jovi, right? That's how we say, but one that we're shallowly looking on the outside. We don't know their relationship. On the inside, she's literally feeling like she's not enough because he's never made her feel like she's enough. Like, on the outside, when I look at her, I'm like, dang, how did he land such a beautiful woman? She's so beautiful. She could do better. She doesn't have to deal with him, and she's with him. She must love him. But then in their relationship, she's literally in pieces, hanging by threads, you know, with all of the bullshit that she puts up with on a daily basis. And it's crazy because we would never have thought that, because like we said, on the outside, everything looks fine and perfect and happy and dandy. And so it's insane to watch what these people are going through. And I did believe her when she said that she's insecure, because insecurity doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter how much you weigh. It doesn't matter if you're vegan, not vegan, or whatever. Yeah. Insecurity comes from in here. And her insecurity is being fueled by the one person who's supposed to be deflecting it. And I think that's why it's so strong.
Too, that it comes from all the way back from when she was a little girl. Her mom has always been negative towards her. And that's why she has all the insecurities as well. And then Jovi talking to strippers, wanting to go to the strip club, hanging out with strippers, that he's addicted to all the, you know, to the strippers. That is just feeding into her insecurities. Yara is beautiful. Like, Yara is a beautiful woman. Jovi hit the jackpot with her. If I knew where Jovi and Yara lived, I would drive and put my foot up so far up Jovi's butt, he would taste the rubber on the bottom of my shoe. I probably punch him in the face a couple of times.
I just really want him to acknowledge his behavior is damaging, and I think that he keeps deflecting. He's like, well, this is normal. People go to strip clubs. I didn't do anything wrong. But I was like, the action of going and then trying to get people to lie for you, that is wrong. He's like, I didn't touch anybody. I didn't do anything wrong. I was on my business. That's irrelevant.
Also, she kept saying, why do you need to text this stripper that you've been intimate with? And he says, I just wanted to have a good time. Okay. So you need your ex to have a good time? He said that 3 times. I just wanted to have a good time. I just wanted to have a good time. Well, you were with your guy friends. You can have a good time with your guy friends at a strip club that I don't want you to go to. The only way you can have a good time is to take someone that you've been intimate with and gone on vacation for 2 weeks. That's the only way you can have a good time. I lost respect for Jovi on that.
He made a good point too, because he was like, nothing happened because she didn't come. And she was like, well, what if she did? Because you're saying, well, nothing could have happened because she wasn't there. But what if she did? What if she did go? Because you're basically saying you have nothing to worry about, she wasn't there. But the opposite of that statement, you do have something to worry about if she was. Right? That's because she caught it too. Because he was like, you're so worried about something that never happened. She didn't show up. But she's like, what if she did? I didn't know she was going to be there. You were never going to tell me. So what would have happened if she did show up? Because why do you need to bring an off-duty stripper to the strip club to have a good time when there's women that are working that you can look at? Like, what do you need? And it's like, I don't know what his infatuation is. Like, I don't know if he's ever taken the stripper relationship farther, like he pays strippers or like to do other things. Like, I don't know what his infatuation is. And I think that's what worries Yara too, because she's like, it has to be more than a visual thing for you. Because because Yara, she's like, well, look at me. I've tried to make myself look as close to what you like as possible, and you're just not interested. So it has to be more than just a visual thing, right?
He obviously met this stripper at a strip club. So he took that to the next level by going on a 2-week vacation to Jamaica. So I wouldn't trust him either.
He acts like he's like, oh, I know the rules. But the rules are normally you go there, you watch them, and then you leave. Yep. You don't take them to Jamaica for 2 weeks. Like, so you don't know the rules. And if you do know the rules, you don't follow them. And I think that's very damaging to his wife, because she's sitting at home. She goes to the gym every day. She's taking care of his kids. She's trying to stay fit and beautiful for her husband. And she doesn't even get any actual, hey, I love the way you look. I love that you're keeping yourself in shape for me. I really appreciate the hard work. Because it's hard work. I've been to the gym. I don't like it. Okay? Like, I don't like it. Like, there's things that I will do to avoid the gym. I will literally run outside. Like, I don't like it. So the fact that she does that just for him, because she never said she liked it. She said she wants to keep him happy. And there's no acknowledgement of her actions. There's no like, well, I appreciate you doing that for me. Because, you know, she could look at it as, I married you and I had a kid. This is what you got. And she could just say, whatever I look like, this is what you got. Like it or not, you got me. You put a ring on it.
That's how it should be.
Well, right. Why should you?
This is it.
Right. Why should you have to keep working to impress him if he's not doing he's not doing anything to impress her? Like, I think it would be very impressive if he would say, hey, you know what? I love you enough to not go to the strip club behind your back. I think that would be impressive, but he's not interested in doing anything to make her happy. He's only thinking of what makes him happy. And he knows it's damaging to her. He knows it's damaging to their marriage. And he's just like, I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, it's just going to the strip club. And it's like, the action is what makes it bad. You can go there and you can not touch anyone. You can be respectful. You can do it. The action of it, and then going home to her with no explanation, because she keeps asking him over and over, why do you like strippers so much? He never wants to talk to her. They can't have an adult conversation about their problems. Even in therapy, they don't have any adult conversations. Their problems they're brought up and then left there. No resolution. And I think that's really scary for a marriage, because they do have major issues. At first, when the show first premiered, my first inclination was they're just there for the check because they don't have any real issues. That was my first thing. Because I was like, I watch their Instagram. I see there ain't nothing going on that's going to end anything. So, but watching this, they do have issues. They just don't talk about them. They act like they're not there.
I feel so bad for Yara. So bad for her.
But
if they were to divorce, Yara would be swooped up so fast.
Oh, the papers wouldn't even be signed yet. If Yara put on there that she was looking, her DM, she would have to buy a new phone.
She would have like lines and lines and lines of guys wanting to go out with her.
And
women too. Like, she's just beautiful in general, right? Like, and not only that, but she's independent. She has her own business. She's an influencer. You know, there's not much she puts on that doesn't look good on her. So she's basically a model. Like, this is the jackpot. He won the wife jackpot. He won the wife lottery, and he has no appreciation for her whatsoever. And it's like, at this point, if you don't deserve her, she could do better. Like, I'm not a homewrecker. You know, I don't want to tell her what to do. Don't leave him or anything. But like, hey, if he doesn't deserve you and he doesn't appreciate you, that is not the only fish in the ocean. You know, you can do so much better. And she's been here long enough. She don't need him anymore. Like, I'm just putting it out there. She don't need him anymore. That green card is nice and printed. You know, like, she don't need him anymore. She can do whatever she wants.
100%.
Okay, so we were cheated because Kalani and Asuelo skipped the boat trip because she needed to have a therapy session with Asuelo because she needed to tell him about what was going on with Dallas. And unfortunately, we were cheated, even though we deserved this. We are not going to see Dallas on the show. He was there.
Yeah.
Like, he was there, but we're not going to see him. He wasn't present when she explained to him where she was the night before and what they did. But unfortunately, we're not going to get it. But it's funny because Asuelo took it really hard, which was interesting because I'm a karma person.
He was fake.
Wait, did you think it was fake? Because he kind of acted, he had a temper tantrum.
He had a temper tantrum.
Yeah, it was a temper tantrum. That's what I mean. Like, he took it really hard. He put his hand, like, that's literally what a temper tantrum is. And it was like throwing his arms and like making weird noises. And at first I thought he was hyperventilating, but I was like, no, that's a temper tantrum. I've seen that. I've seen it in the grocery store when a lady takes some candy from a kid. I've seen those. Yeah. I've seen what that looks like. That's what that is. He took it really hard. And I was like, I can't feel sorry for you because look at all the different times that you did this to her with no remorse. And he's like, I know everything I did was wrong, but it's still hard for me to hear. And I'm like, it was hard for her all 12 times, bro. Like, it was really hard for her. She was pregnant and you were cheating. Like, that's really difficult. Like, that's not easy. And he's just like, I just don't want divorce from my family. I was like, well, you had 12 opportunities to decide against divorce, and you each time decided to go that route. So this is kind of what you get, you know. And it's like, I wanted to feel bad, but I was like, I feel like
she said
this was what was coming, and we knew it was coming, and I wanted to see how it was gonna play out, and I feel like it was good. I feel like he got what he deserved.
Well, she said, so I was with Dallas last night. We did other things. I was just going to talk. We did other things. His temper tantrum ensues, but he doesn't bring up the part, well, I was literally laying under 3 naked women yesterday, and that's fine.
Oh yeah, that was totally fine. That was because it's always been fine. It's always been fine. That's what he's always done. He's never been accountable for anything. He's always said, yeah, everything I did was true and I feel bad. I don't remember him saying I'm sorry. He just kept saying, I feel bad that I put her through that. I feel bad, but I want this to work. And it's like, you can't have your cake, you can't have your ice cream, and then you can't eat that too. Like, he wanted both. He was like, yeah, I did all that stuff, but she should also forgive me and we should work it out. And it's like, but why? Why? And it's like, maybe he wasn't texting anybody at the resort, maybe, but like she said, in the back of her mind, after all these years, this is always where my mind is going to go because you've never been able to be faithful to me. So even if you wake up one day.
If he wasn't deleting anything, then he should have been like, well, here's my phone, look. Yep. You know, I mean, if you see somebody deleting something and you ask them what they're doing, or you glance over and they like turn the phone so you can't see it, I mean, hello, they're doing something.
Yep.
Well, I feel like if you're at that place though and you need to see it, just end it right there. Yeah. Like, if you're at that place, if you see someone doing something on their phone and it's in your mind, it's shady, and their phone is like, they're turning it away from you, just end it right there.
Yeah.
And I know it's harder because they were married and they have 2 kids. It's not as easy, you know, when you're in that type of situation. But if y'all are just dating and you have that feeling, you're like, oh, well, I can't tell what they're doing. They're acting really secretive around me. Just end that shit right then and there. Like, don't even put yourself through that, because honesty is literally the foundation of a relationship. You can like the person, you can be infatuated, they can be beautiful, you can enjoy being around them, but if you can't trust their honesty, if they can't be honest with you, there is nothing in that relationship that's going to help you, and it's never going to work. Because people can tell you anything. You have to believe it. And a lot of people don't realize how important it is that you trust what someone tells you. Because I talk to people all the time and I can tell when they're lying. I'm like a human lie detector. Yeah. So it's like, you can tell me anything. I know if you're lying or not. And if I can't trust you, we're not going to continue to do anything together. Because I just need that trust. I don't have the time to be sitting up at night wondering what people are doing.
Yep.
I'm never going to put myself through that. If I can't trust what you're doing, I don't want to be around you. Like, honestly, I can't do it.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
Dallas and Lowe was there the whole time they were filming.
Yeah.
I was reading what Coach Judy was saying. Yeah, Lowe and Dallas was there the whole time.
So the whole 3 weeks.
The whole time. Yeah.
They even left reviews on the resort. page.
I saw that Lowe did. So wait, so do you think Asuelo didn't know he was there, or do you think
no?
That
Asuelo found out. As a matter of fact, Asuelo found out right before that Asuelo caught her in the room with Dallas, and a certain person that was on the last resort had to calm him down and literally take him to his room because he was that upset.
So, okay, because on the show they made it seem like she went off site to see this happened right there.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. It gets to see. Why didn't they film that? I would have watched that.
Word it the way she did, so that, because everybody's coming at her, saying it's a free vacation. We all know it is, but she had to word it when she kind of screwed it up herself. She said he came here last night, and then she says, so I had to meet him where he was to make it sound like she left the campus essentially.
That island that they're on, it's like pretty far from land. Like the Florida Keys is basically ocean, and then the tiny little island. So
it wasn't like she just ran down the block to the next hotel.
Hey, like it's like 30 or 40 miles just to get back to land. So it makes more sense that they were physically there with her. It's interesting because you're going on a couples retreat to help your marriage, and you bring your boyfriend with you. Yep. It's just really interesting because it's Marathon, Florida, not Key West. I thought it was Key West. They kept saying Key West on the show. I didn't realize that they weren't on the island. So is Marathon on the island or no?
I don't know. I thought it was too.
Yeah, I thought they were on Key. They kept saying Key West, so I assumed they were on.
They were filming on at Key West. They did go to Marathon, but they were actually at Key West.
Oh, okay. So Kalani said that she wants to divorce him immediately. And move on with her life. And I think that was probably the plan all along, before they got there. They just needed to, just like with Angela and Michael, you need to stretch it out for 12 episodes before you do what you came to do. And I think she did that. She stretched it out. She made it look as though they were going to work it out. And they got drunk and went to the room together. We know that they went to separate rooms. Like, we're not stupid.
Right.
We know. And then they worked their way up to this last episode. So next week is when we're going to see them walk. Well, technically we know what happened because they're now working on co-parenting therapy because she said that they're just basically friends. And that's good. I mean, for the boys, that's a good decision, working with each other and making their co-parenting the best situation possible, because it's so much easier when you don't want to strangle the other person, right? So I feel like working on that friendship and building that co-parenting relationship is very important. I don't think Asuelo is going to ever understand that he's not in the picture. I feel like, because he's like, as long as she's not cussing at him, I think he's going to believe that there's a chance they can work it out. I just feel that way. I feel like he's not going to grasp it fully, that they're not ever going to be together again. And
now also he lives in Vegas now. So literally walking
I thought he moved back to, what's the name of the place? Samoa or where?
He lives in Las Vegas.
Oh, he's in
Las
Vegas. Okay.
He lives in Las Vegas.
By himself?
Yeah.
Like on his own?
I don't know who he lives with, but
I can't imagine he lives on his own.
I can't either. He probably lives with somebody, but he lives in Las Vegas.
I wonder if it's with a woman.
That's what I don't know.
That's what I would love to know.
walking.
I wonder if this woman was in the picture this whole time.
I don't know, but walking down the strip, he can pick up a hooker every block. So,
well,
like,
pretty
this
much.
guy is never be faithful.
Well, yeah, Vegas, if that's the worst place if you're trying to work on your addiction to cheating or sex, right? Vegas is the worst possible place that you can be because it's literally everywhere and they don't even arrest you for it there. You know, so like that's the worst possible place.
Strip clubs. I mean,
Yeah,
that's horrible.
when I went to Vegas in December last year for Fashion Week, we were leaving where we were modeling, and every, I would say 20, 30 steps, there was a different guy handing out cards, like business cards, that had the names of the strippers, how to get in touch with them, where they're located, and stuff like that.
And if
it's everywhere. And they're having business cards.
If you don't take the card, they just start flicking them. They'll flick them.
Yeah.
That's wild. I haven't been to Vegas. Like, I think when I was there, I was like a teenager, so I didn't see anything bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I haven't
actually. There last
year. Yeah, I haven't been. Like, the last time I was like 15 or 16 years old, so I didn't notice. But I mean, I went to Mardi Gras around that same time, and I did see a lot. But I don't remember seeing anything horrible.
Yeah.
Thinking back. So yeah, we should go. I heard that it's a drunken mess, and I'm also a drunken mess. So we should totally do that.
Yes, we should go hang out in Vegas. Vegas, you have a blast, but that's the place. If you want to be with a stripper, if you want to be with a prostitute, if you want to be with any of the illegal stuff legally, Vegas is the place.
Well, yeah, they removed the legalities of it, so people are just there doing whatever the hell they want. Like, I don't think it would be smart to marry somebody that is addicted to strip clubs or whatever in Vegas. Like, and y'all were gonna live there. Like, you would want to marry them and move them somewhere else because it's too. Just like you wouldn't somebody who's like being sober for a year or two, you wouldn't move them to a town that only has bars. Yeah. Right? Like, you would move them somewhere, maybe a dry town. Maybe like a really Christian dry town, just to make it a little easier for everybody, right? Like, I feel like Vegas he's never gonna get over his addiction now because it's literally basically on a platter in his face at all moments of the day, night, evening, afternoon. Whenever you want to do it, it's right there waiting for you. So he's never gonna get over it.
And if you can't find the guy with the business card, there's a taxi or a bus going by, and it's on the side.
Yep.
That's crazy. It's weird because we're in most normal states, it's illegal. So it's just so odd that it's so legal. They're advertising it. They're like inviting you. Like, it's crazy. It's almost beyond the thought process. Like, yes, Sin City. That's right, Judy. Right. You call it what it is. It's Sin City. You literally go there to be a sinner, right? You go there to be a sinner, and then you go back home and pray, right? Isn't that how it works?
Vegas is my happy place. If I can pick one vacation destination in the world, that's where I'm going.
How far are you from Vegas?
I mean, I'm quite a ways.
Okay.
I'm probably 1,100 miles, but my sister and my niece live there. One of my really good friends lives there. So when I go, it's awesome for me because I've got someone to drive me around that knows exactly where everything is.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it super nice.
I stay right there on the strip, so I'm walking distance from everything.
Well, I
don't even gotta move my car the whole time I'm there.
I stay on the strip too, but when we go down to like Fremont Street and stuff, it's nice to have someone that can drive you down there because it's
true.
Yeah, I want to go though. We should plan it. Yeah, but so next week, we're gonna see who stays and I think they call it a recommitment ceremony, where they're gonna recommit themselves to each other. This is so stupid. And we're gonna see finally, because there's so many rumors about Angela and Michael. We're gonna see if Angela really leaves Michael, like for real. So I'm interested in knowing because I'm gonna be at Angela's birthday party in a month or two, and I'm interested in knowing if Michael is gonna pop up. Like, I don't know. I'm interested to know, like, is he gonna be there? Is he in this country? Is he never coming to this? Like, what's going on? So I would love to know what exactly is going on with Angela and Michael because I've seen rumors going in both directions. And did you see he posted a picture was like a selfie of her and Michael, and it looked extremely recent.
Yeah.
Like extremely recent, because she had the thing on her lip that she had burned to remove. It was still, you could see it was still in the healing process.
Yeah.
And the selfie with Michael, it was still there. And I was like, this looks hella recent.
Yeah.
So is he here? Is she there? Like, I have all types of questions, and now I'm trying to figure it out, because I was told that it was done. So I was trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Some people said it might be Photoshop. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of interested.
I don't know. I'm interested too.
Well, I was told that they broke up at the end of this season, and this is from multiple people. So that picture, I mean, this picture could possibly just be to debunk that. So people are still watching the show, but when she posted it, she hadn't posted nothing of Michael in a really long time.
That picture could also be from when his mom passed away, because that was.
Well, yes, that was in, I think, January. Yeah, you're right. She was there. But it was the thing that gave it away was that, because I know that she went to have that removed, and then afterward, I think they burned the things. I don't know how it's done, but
he's had it on her lip for a very long time. If you go, not that you want to, but if you go back and you watch, what show is it? I want to say it's one of the self-quarantining shows or something like that. Where on camera, she's literally the only one wearing a mask, and she said, because I've got something going on here that I don't want to.
Yeah, I remember that. That was actually, she did a virtual something on a tell-all.
Yeah,
and she was wearing a mask over her mouth, and you're right. She said it was something to do with her dental or her mouth. So is that
for a long time?
Oh, I didn't realize that it's been there. It wasn't noticeable. It only became noticeable like in the last.
Everybody kept saying it was a cigarette burn, and because it started, it was red. It was pretty light, and it just kept getting darker and darker and darker over time. So I don't know. I think that picture might have been from like when his mom died, and they had to see each other, and she's just recently posted it to lead us to believe that they're still together. But I don't know.
I don't either. Oh, Judy and Saf Bunny say that was a tooth abscess from the tell-all. So maybe we're thinking of two different times. Yeah. But I do remember that mask, because she couldn't talk without the mask on. And this was like after the pandemic or before? Probably after.
Remember, to be honest.
Yeah.
I cut as much of her out as possible.
Well, I want to know if Judy said that she wore that outfit in Nigeria, so maybe this was back when her and Renee were there.
Yeah.
And like you said, this was a good time to post it, because next week is the finale. This would create some buzz, because that's what everybody did. Everybody kept sending me the picture. And they're like, you said that they weren't together, and I was like, well, that's what I thought. I don't know.
Yeah.
This picture is, I have no clue.
Yep.
Hey, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
So, we don't know when it was taken,
So we're gonna find out what's going on with everybody next week, and then the week after, we're gonna watch the Family Chantel premiere. 6 episodes of chaos is what I've been told.
I'm here.
This is what I've been told. They said it's chaotic. They said that there's gonna be negotiations for the divorce, and we're gonna find out Pedro was cheating on Chantel and with
I know Pedro was cheating from the beginning.
Well, we get to know with who now, because I know there was Karima. There was Karima. Remember, that was the number one.
That girl that he works with or used to work with at the realtor with her.
So
yeah,
we're gonna find out. And then last season there was actually another girl, the realtor's niece or whatever. So like, there's like a whole bunch of names. So Chantel's spilling it.
Yeah.
She's just putting it all out there on the show, because during the divorce proceedings, why not? Like, if you did me wrong, I'm gonna tell everybody. She's gonna tell us everything, and then Scott's gonna whoop Pedro's ass, and then also Nicole and her mom are gonna be there. If you care, she's gonna be there, and Nicole are gonna be there, and I'm excited. It's 6 episodes of chaos, and then that's it. The Family Chantel chapter is closed, and then we're closing the chapter on The Last Resort next week, and that's it. And I don't remember which one is premiering after The Other Way. I heard it's Happily Ever After. So we're going to be jumping into Happily Ever After. And then we're going to, hopefully, we can, like, not transfer Gino and Jasmine to that. Because I feel like
I'm so freaking tired of Gino and Jasmine. I swear.
Too. Don't get me wrong, I like them both. They bring good drama, but I would love a break from them both.
The
They
happily
didn't
ever after.
traumatize me. I don't want to kiss nobody. I don't want to be intimate with nobody because they just freaking they traumatize me really bad, really bad.
Unfortunately, I think
can sound like pigs too, sloppy pigs. So
real quick, who do you guys think are going to be on Happily Ever After? Because I know that it's going to be couples that we've seen before. Do you guys have any ideas or any guesses on who you would want to see on Happily Ever After?
I think Mahmoud and Nicole's gonna be on there.
I heard that.
Fortunately, I think that it's going to be Ed and Liz's wedding.
Yes, Ed and Liz is on there. Why? I have no idea, but yes, they're supposed to be on there.
Probably Gino and Jasmine's wedding.
Probably
so. Andre and Libby. I did hear Andre and Libby are coming back, and Bilal and Shida. Y'all are on this. Everything that I heard, you guys are confirming right here. Y'all are on this. Y'all know exactly what's going on. How do you guys feel?
Why we want to see Andre and Libby again? They don't nobody wants to see them neither.
I'm done with them too.
Yeah,
I can't stand them.
I'm not on fire about Bilal and Shida either. Like they don't bring any drama. They get along really well. So, and I feel like Libby and Andre, their only drama is when her family's around. Between
drama for TV.
Yeah, and I noticed that they get along really, really well off camera. It's just BS for it. So, Jenny and Sumit, I would love that. I haven't heard that, but I would absolutely love that. I would love to see Jenny and Sumit and how they're doing now because I know life in India was pretty hard for her to adjust to and adapt to, especially being completely alone. His family isn't there for her. She didn't speak their language, and she's like adapting to a lot. So I would love to see how Jenny is doing because all the time when she posts, she looks really happy. Things look to be going well. I would love to see how she got to that place.
Yeah.
Because when she first got
there, the last time that they were on 90 Day, she'd already they were starting or she had just started the visa process for them to come back to the United States.
Yeah.
So possibility they may be on there.
I would love for them to move here.
Yeah.
Jenny is a San Diegoan. She's from San Diego, which is crazy. I didn't realize that. So I would love to have her bring Sumit back here and let them start their life here where they're accepted and loved and people want to see them. Because she's all the way over there. And don't get me wrong, India's beautiful and all, but we would love to have them back over here. And if that means that they could film more, we would watch that. Like they're one of the couples that we're not trying to force off of our TV. Like we would actually want to see that.
I also think there's a Single Life coming back, but I don't know if it's before Happily Ever After or after.
It's before.
Is it? Okay.
It's in December, the Single Life, and it is premiering right after the Family Chantel. So the Family Chantel is 6 episodes, and then that following week, No Tell All, and then that following week is the Single Life. And there's some pretty decent people on there. I don't know how much you guys know, but I will say this. Some of the people that you saw at that 10th anniversary party, they're starring in the Single Life. So I'll give you that. Like, so if you saw some people and you were like, what are they doing there? They're going to be on the Single Life. So that will definitely be interesting because some of those people are newly divorced. I'll leave that there. Do with it what you will. I'll leave that there. And we get to watch that person. Yes, Judy, that is correct. That's accurate. I can't say it out loud, but that is accurate.
I can't see the comment, so I have no idea what she said.
Oh, it starts with
that person gave it away really quick though.
Yes, so when you saw those photos from the anniversary party, and so if you saw those people and they're not married and they were there, that's probably where you're gonna see them on the Single Life. So if you saw Jovi and Yara, obviously you know where they're going. Yeah. So if you saw pictures of people that were there, that's where they're going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, Molly and Kim on the Single Life. I would like to see that. I mean,
I'd like to see Kim and Kelly on the Single Life.
Oh yeah, Kelly. Yeah, I would like to see that too. What would be even more cool is watching them on the same season, but dating. So we could see how their lives are changing without each other. I would kind of like to see that.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see the two recently broken up people out living their best life moving forward. That would be a cool trend.
If Molly's not on there, I'm fine. I got such a bad taste in my mouth for Molly after this.
I didn't hear that she was going to be on anything coming up, but I don't always hear everything. Yeah. But I didn't hear anything about that. Maybe though it'll be a break for her right now, because it's kind of like time to save face, you know, to rebuild your positivity and your reputation at this point. So maybe she'll take some time to work on that, do some side projects. Yeah. Maybe you know, do some stuff to help, you know, drag the name up. You know, because this season really did a number on her name. So she'll probably take this time to rebuild. You know, whenever we cancel someone, about a year and a half later, they pop back up and they're fine again. Yeah. They took that time to save face and rebuild and, you know, get that reputation back to where it is. So that's probably what's going to happen.
Well, she needs a lot of help for the next year and a half.
Yeah, you got to get you a really good publicist that puts you in the best places. Like if there's a charity for like really sick dogs, you need to be there right in the front, petting those dogs and donating money. Like you got to do a good job to get back in people's good graces, but it's possible. It's very possible. I've seen people get canceled and then a year later star in a really good movie. You just have to work really hard and have a really good publicist and be genuine. Yeah. Apologize and be genuine and don't do anything bad for that whole year. Yeah. Like don't do anything bad for the whole year. You can do it. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for this was episode 11 of The Last Resort. Next week, episode 12 is the finale. So we'll be back for that. And then Sunday, 90 Day Fiancé, the OG season. And then The Other Way will be back on Monday. And then the week after that, we'll be back for the Family Chantal. 6 episodes of chaos. I'm kind of excited for it. Thank you for joining us and staying with us tonight. Oh, yeah, Larissa. I did hear some talk about Larissa coming back.
Oh, not Larissa.
I heard talk about that. Like, this was months ago, but I did hear that she was in talks to coming back to Sharp. I can't verify it. She has me blocked on Instagram. So I can't verify anything, but if somebody has any proof either direction... Wait, why did you say wasn't Larissa deported? She wasn't deported. She's still here. She's still here.
Yeah, she's still with that guy. Eric. So why would she be on the single life?
Ericy.
Yeah, she's still she's still here. She's definitely still here, but I don't know if she's going to be on anything. I did hear that. Can't verify it, but if anybody else can, send it to me so I can know. Okay, guys, make sure you're following my co-hosts, Cara and DeeDee. They're tagged in this video. And make sure you join us this Sunday for another live podcast for 90 Day Fiancé, the OG season. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms at George Mossey, georgemossey.com. Anywhere you get your podcast and stream music, type in The George Mossey Show. I just got news today that we charted once again in the United States and in Canada and a couple of other countries. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. I appreciate it so much. I pinch myself all the time. I can't believe that people care about what I have to say. It's weird. That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to my co-host, and we'll talk to all of you guys really soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.